Imagine two people living in the same city, in the same neighborhood, paying almost identical rent, shopping in the same stores, walking the same streets, and yet somehow experiencing completely different financial realities. The first person earns around $95,000 per year, which sounds impressive on paper. And if you walk into their apartment, everything seems to confirm that success. There is a huge television mounted on the wall, a leather couch that probably cost several $1,000s, kitchen counters covered with shiny appliances that looked amazing online but rarely get used, closets packed with clothes that still have tags attached, and a spare bedroom that's slowly turned into a storage space for things that once felt exciting and now barely get noticed. From the outside, this looks like achievement, but inside, something feels off. This person checks their bank account with tension in their chest, not with confidence. They are constantly calculating bills in their head, quietly hoping nothing unexpected happens, because 2 missed paychecks would be enough to push everything into chaos. Now look at the second person. This person earns about $52,000 a year, almost half as much. But when you step into their apartment, the atmosphere feels completely different. There is space, not emptiness, but intentional space. A normal couch, a normal television, a kitchen with exactly the tools that are actually used, a closet where every piece of clothing regularly leaves the apartment, and a spare bedroom that is still a bedroom. This person opens their banking app calmly. They have more than a year of living expenses saved. They invest a portion of every paycheck, and money does not dominate their thoughts because it is not constantly threatening them. Same neighborhood, half the income, radically different levels of security. And this is where most people get it wrong, because they immediately assume this story is about income, when in reality, it has almost nothing to do with salary. It is about lifestyle. Most people do not wake up one day and decide to become financially fragile. It happens slowly, almost invisibly, through small decisions repeated over years. A nicer couch because you worked hard. A better phone because you deserve it. A newer car because everyone else upgraded. A few subscriptions, some gadgets, some home upgrades, and suddenly your entire income is already assigned before it even arrives. The first person did not destroy their finances through stupidity or addiction. They did it by gradually building a lifestyle that requires every dollar they earn just to stay alive. The second person learned something that quietly changes everything. Owning less does not mean living worse. It means living deliberately, and deliberate living creates financial breathing room that even many high earners never experience. Here's the idea that most people never calculate. Everything you own continues to cost you money long after you buy it. The price on the receipt is only the beginning. After that comes storage, maintenance, mental energy, and opportunity cost. And these hidden expenses quietly drain your future. Either way, if this is already making you rethink how you spend your money, take 1 second and hit the like button. It genuinely helps this video reach people who need to hear this, and it tells me to keep making content like this. No pressure, just support if it's resonating. That treadmill you bought is not just exercise equipment. It takes up space in your home, and space is expensive. In most cities, every square meter has a yearly cost attached to it. That treadmill also demands cleaning, organization, and guilt every time you walk past it. That boat in the driveway is not just a fun summer toy. It comes with insurance, repairs, registration, storage, and weekends spent maintaining something instead of enjoying your life. Even small items add up. Kitchen drawers full of gadgets, closets full of clothes, shelves full of decorations that once felt meaningful. Every object takes a tiny piece of your attention, and research shows that clutter literally increases stress and reduces your ability to focus, even when you think you are fine. Then there is the cost nobody feels immediately. Opportunity. Every dollar locked inside possessions is a dollar that is not growing for you. That expensive home setup could have been investments. That unused equipment could have been emergency savings. Many people think they are buying comfort, but what they are actually doing is selling pieces of their future. This is where conscious people start asking better questions. Instead of asking whether they can afford something, they ask how often they will realistically use it, because value is not determined by price, it is determined by usage. A cheap item used twice becomes expensive, while an expensive item used daily becomes cheap over time. This single shift already eliminates most impulse purchases. Then comes another uncomfortable question. If this item disappeared tomorrow, would I actually spend money to replace it? Most people are shocked when they realize how much in their home fails this test. Those items are not there because they improve life. They are there because of momentum, emotional shopping, forgotten hobbies, and guilt around gifts. Removing these things feels strange at first, but very quickly something changes. Rooms feel lighter, decisions become simpler, cleaning takes less time, and your mind feels quieter because you are no longer managing chaos. Another silent wealth killer is upgrading things that still work. People replace phones, televisions, cars, and furniture not because they are broken, but because newer versions exist. They confuse novelty with progress, and over decades, this habit burns enormous amounts of money without actually improving quality of life. People who build financial stability replace broken things, not boring things. They also stop relying on willpower and start designing systems. They make spending inconvenient by removing saved cards, deleting shopping apps, and avoiding mindless browsing. At the same time, they automate saving by moving money into investments before they even see it, keeping checking accounts intentionally boring and treating savings like a fixed expense. Because humans get tired, stressed, and emotional, but systems do not. Most impulsive desires disappear within 24 hours if you do not act on them immediately. They also become aware of what they own. They count, not obsessively, but intentionally. Once you realize how many shirts or gadgets or random items you already have, buying another stops feeling harmless and starts feeling unnecessary. They stop buying equipment for a fantasy version of themselves and start testing interests before committing. They rent, borrow, or try things first because they know that most hobbies fade after the excitement wears off, and they do not want their homes to become museums of abandoned ambitions. They also understand something critical. Every big purchase creates an ecosystem of additional expenses. A home gym leads to renovations. A pool leads to maintenance and furniture. A motorcycle leads to gear and storage. Nothing arrives alone. So they calculate the full cost before they buy. But the biggest shift is internal. They define what enough looks like before their income grows. They decide what kind of home is sufficient, what kind of car truly serves their life, and what level of comfort feels complete. Because without this definition, lifestyle will always expand to match income, and stress will remain exactly the same. When you define enough, extra money stops becoming clutter and starts becoming freedom. And freedom is the real measure of wealth. Not possessions, not status. Freedom. The freedom to leave a job that drains you, to take time off, to move cities, to start something new, to say no to opportunities that compromise your values. A person earning a high salary while spending almost all of it has very little freedom. A person earning less while saving consistently has enormous flexibility. Every purchase is a quiet trade between freedom and objects, and once you see that, spending decisions change. Finally, people who stay financially stable do not declutter once a year in dramatic bursts. They do it continuously in small, regular cycles, catching accumulation early before it becomes overwhelming. This keeps awareness alive and prevents the slow rebuild of clutter. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Minimalism and money reinforce each other. Owning less creates more savings, and having savings reduces the emotional urge to buy. Many people spend to feel safe, important, or successful. But when your financial foundation becomes strong, that need fades naturally. This creates a powerful upward cycle. Spending less leads to saving more. Saving more creates security. Security reduces emotional spending, and reduced spending accelerates savings even further. The opposite cycle exists too, and it destroys lives quietly. Spending everything creates insecurity. Insecurity drives emotional purchases. Emotional purchases deepen insecurity, and the loop continues until something breaks. Income does not decide which cycle you are in. Behavior does. Minimalism is not about suffering or restriction. It is about realizing that most consumption does not actually increase happiness after basic comfort is met. Instead of endlessly buying things, people who build real stability redirect excess toward freedom, peace of mind, and control over their time. The second apartment from the beginning did not become secure through exceptional income. It became secure through clarity about what truly matters. Both lifestyles are available to anyone. The only real choice is whether you want to own your possessions or whether you are comfortable letting your possessions own you. And I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing in your life right now that you probably don't need anymore? Drop it in the comments. Even writing it down is the first step toward letting it go. If this video helped you see money differently, subscribe for more content like this. Simple ideas that actually change how you live. And share this with someone who's always broke but keeps buying stuff. They might not thank you today, but they will later.